So what I have here in my hands is probably the best phone ever released from the brand called OnePlus, and probably the best phone that you can get if you are on the North American continent and want to get an official device that you don't have to import from China. This is my review of the OnePlus 13, so let's get started. I know. I'm not the biggest YouTuber, and you've watched probably MKBHD and some others as well already about the OnePlus 13, so I will not bore you with all the specs and all the stuff. If you're interested in me showing you all the specs and stuff, I did an unboxing of this device. I have it for a month, about a month right now. This is the Chinese version that I have here in my hands, but the global version has only nuances that are really different in terms of software. The hardware and the performance is identical. So with that out of the way, let's talk about my experience. First of all, design. I have the case on because it fits so nicely, has this nice Hasselblad logo that you can see there on the top with this line and the OnePlus logo there. And it has a very nice camera bump there that reminds me of OnePlus. So their identity, the core identity that they have is still there. It's a triple lens setup that you can see there. They don't seem to have an H there somewhere else, just the H here for Hasselblad, their corporation that they do. And a nice camera hole, not camera hole, microphone hole for the camera. Dual or quadruple tone LED flash actually. And very nice design. I have the blue version here, as you see. Let me get rid of the case to reveal what something resembles like the case. Just like that, you can see the shiny, glossy kind of edges there on the side. Very nice in the hand, in-hand feeling there. It has this quad curve design where the display itself is flat, but the glass on top has some nice edge curves there that are not distracting, but just help with all the gestures that you're used to, from right to left, up and down and such things. By default, this Chinese version comes with a screen protector, so you might feel some edges, some rough edges there. But this is something that, you forget about when you put the case on. Otherwise, the camera bump is nice and it's not so large as on some other phones. Despite not being so large, it has a pretty good camera setup that can definitely be one of the best for 2025. At least in my tests, it is not on the top. There's a place reserved for Vivo and some Oppo phones, but definitely in the top 10, which is quite interesting. And when you just see the North American market, United States in particular, then this is probably the best camera that you can get. Does it make sense to talk about the software that I have here? I have ColorOS here on this one, not OxygenOS, but OxygenOS is based upon ColorOS, so you get this split view if you want to, but I think you can also turn it off and then have the notifications and control center in one. But I like this split view because every other Chinese phone that I'm testing is having this as well. This is ColorOS in this case. It has this nice dark theme, has nice options, nice customizations, and look at this, the animations there, very nice animations effect for the AOD. And if I unlock this as well, so very nice fluid operating system, parallel animations, something that you don't get on your Samsung, that you don't get on your iPhone, at least for now. Maybe they will update it at one point. Oppo and OnePlus are the only ones that can give you parallel animations which are super fluid, and together with the new Snapdragon 8 Elite that is powering this device, you get top-notch performance without a doubt. And did you see this? There is even the possibility to go into vibrate mode. You can see vibrate or silent mode with a switch. Apple. Can you see this? They still have this switch. Very nice. And you always know when you are in the middle, okay, I am in silent mode or vibrate mode. I'm in silent mode when it's completely top up. So I don't need to glance on the screen and just know it by feeling, even if it's in my pocket, which is a very nice addition to this. When talking about performance, people want to see this Antutu benchmarks and some other benchmarks here as well. This is the points that I got, even with the high level mode, the high performance mode. So 2,841 points, very nice. It got a little bit warm there, as you can see, 15 degrees more, and the battery like dropped by 9%. But spoiler alert, battery life is fantastic. We have like a 5,840 milliampere hours minimum battery that Antutu tells us. OnePlus is talking about 6,000 milliampere hours, and it feels more like 6,000 milliampere hours. Together with the Snapdragon 8 Elite here, that is like saving a lot of energy. This device is definitely a 2-day device for a normal user. Of course, if I'm playing all day long, watching all day long some videos, it will be a bit shorter. But for everyday to-day tasks, this is definitely a 2-day device, and this is very nice. And on top of this, if you run out of battery, you can juice it up with 100-watt wired charging, Super VOOC charging there. And there's also 50-watt wireless charging, but you need a special wireless charger for this one here. 3D Mark, a very advanced kind of 3D stress test that I also did there. And there you can see it has some issues with cooling. So 53% of stability rate there. Best loop score, however, 6,772, and lowest loop score 3,619. There you can see it. So it has some dips and downs there. So a little bit of a performance issue there, but they have a nice cooling mechanism built on here that allows you, especially in games, not to run too hot. So they're throttling a little bit there to get a bit of better performance out of the device without getting too hot. So yeah, this is, I think, okay-ish as a non-gaming device. You can definitely have your fun for an hour or two without overheating or running out of power. Small sound demo here, full volume. So it gets pretty okay-ish in terms of loudness. Loudness level is indeed something a little bit lower than the iPhone or the Samsung Galaxy, but we have full bass there. Bass is more coming from the bottom there. The top firing speaker or earpiece is also quite nice. So we get a very solid sound for a flagship device. Just in terms of volume, it leads a little bit to desire, but we don't have any distortion or vibrations, which is also quite cool. In terms of cameras, we have a triple 50 megapixel lens setup, 50 megapixel ultra wide angle, 50 megapixel 3x sensor, and a 50 megapixel main sensor. The main sensor is, what you would call 101.4 inch size sensor is okay, but the competition is a little bit larger in this regard. But nevertheless, this device can capture a lot of light and has good algorithms to show off very good pictures. So like I told you, it is amongst my top 10 ranked camera smartphones for this year or in general, which is, I think, quite a good achievement there. The 3x lens is a tree folding kind of lens. So the new tech that they also included already in the Oppo Find X8 Pro. And talking about the Oppo Find X8 Pro, they have another sensor, a 6x one, that this one is omitting. So do you really notice that? Actually, in daylight, not so much. If you really pixel peep and go over 10 times zoom, then you will notice that the Oppo has a little bit more of detail there in the photos. Where this one here, only in low light, when there's a little bit more light, you will notice that the Oppo has an advantage. Otherwise, this one here gives you very similar results. The same goes for the front-firing camera here. Just the HDR is a bit weaker, which is a bit weird. Because it's actually the same sensor as in the Oppo. And what is like a little bit of a bummer here, and I hope that they will improve this because they can. Actually, Oppo, the mother company of OnePlus, has the ability to do so, is the video performance. That is a bit weak, especially the stabilization on the front-facing camera as well as the HDR performance there. But they already included a lot of updates for the OnePlus 13 on the Chinese variant, and I can imagine that with 5 years of update support, that you will get on the global version another new camera update that will improve some things there as well. Demonstrate you another camera sample. This is the front-facing camera. Looking nice so far. Indoors, you have to see, because it's dark outside there. And so a little bit walking here. You see, I think stabilization they improved a little bit upon, but it's not of the same kind of level as this one here. And this is, I think, the major problem we can talk about. Let me switch to the... Because the main issue that we have with the OnePlus 13 is this device here. The Oppo Find X8 Pro. Hasselblad logo, same company, almost the same sensors there. Different main camera sensor, different telesensor, I think, for the 3X. And we have another additional 6X telesensor. And the ultra-wide angle is the same. Same front-facing camera, I think, as well. Is the price tag, because this one here with another camera sensor more, a little bit better video performance, and therefore also with another sensor here a bit better zoom performance, we get for almost the same price. Actually, if you are in Europe and you buy the Oppo Find X8 Pro from the Netherlands, it costs the same price as the OnePlus 13. So there's no advantage to buy the OnePlus 13, is there? At least not camera-wise. Because this one here comes with the MediaTek 9400 processor, which is a little bit weaker than the Snapdragon 8 Elite that is in the OnePlus 13. But one huge advantage that this device has is the fingerprint reader. First of all, the position here in comparison to the Find X8 Pro, but also it is ultrasonic. So even in the middle of the night, when I try to unlock this device, it will not light up try to blind me. It is still very cool. Ultrasonic all the way. So what does it tell us now? Is the OnePlus 13 now the better device out of both? Like I said, both basically feature the same operating system. They have almost the same camera setup, with a slight edge I would give to the Oppo there, and they cost the same. So you can decide which one you want to get. Basically, this is a Find X8. And this is a Find X8 Pro. So you get one camera sensor more, but the rest is almost the same. And it's so close together, that's a matter of taste. So yeah, photo-wise, probably don't see much of a difference there, besides the telezoom lens. Portrait photos are almost the same as well. And everything else is like, almost the same as well. But battery life, this is a big thing that the OnePlus has an advantage of, because we have a 6000 mAh battery instead of the 5910 mAh that we have on the Oppo. So the Oppo is also, with the processor, a little bit behind in battery life. A tiny bit there behind in battery life. And I think also the screen is a big difference. Is it actually? Let's check it out. So we have the OnePlus 13 here. We have the Oppo Find X8 Pro here. We have the nice animations there on both. But do you see a difference in terms of screen resolution? By default, you probably won't. But the OnePlus 13 has a slight advantage with a higher screen resolution than the Oppo. Does it mean anything in real-time usage? Actually not. The only thing that I noticed between those two as a difference is when you go and play back some HDR content. And there we go. Here we have the OnePlus, and here we have the Oppo, here we have the OnePlus. Do you see the difference between this and this? Yes, it's the brightness level. So by default, if you play HDR content back, the Oppo will give you a little bit of a brighter picture there. So there you can see it. And now let's compare it with the OnePlus. It's a bit dimmer there, but it's like, if you don't have them side by side, the displays of both are perfectly fine, and you don't notice much of a difference between those two there. But yeah, technically the OnePlus 13 has a slightly better display. So the biggest rival of the OnePlus 13 is the Oppo Find X8 Pro from the same company. But if you're in North America, forget about the Oppo, because you only can get the OnePlus 13. And if you can get the OnePlus 13, get the OnePlus 13, because it's the closest of the best flagship Chinese smartphones that you can get, especially with their cameras right now. It beats the iPhone, it beats the Samsung Galaxy, it beats the Motorola and the Lenovo phones for sure. And not only in battery life, but also in cameras and almost everything else, besides maybe the display, where I think the Samsung still has an edge. A shameless sales plug: if you want to get the OnePlus 13 but don't want to pay 1,049 euros. This is the price, at least in Europe. I'm not sure what the price will be in the US. Actually, probably 9,999. I don't know, 999. If you want to get it a bit cheaper, there's a link down below for Trading Shenzhen that we're going to get the Chinese variant. But wait a minute, I don't want the Chinese variant. I want my Google newsfeed and not the ColorOS kind of newsfeed there, or ColorOS kind of widget feed there. There is on Trading Shenzhen even a version, a Chinese version, flashed with the global ROM. So you get basically the same as the global version from Trading Shenzhen, but you pay like 300 euros less for this, for the base model at least, I hope. Or 200 at least, 250, something like this. Just check the prices down below. Down below also the link for the OnePlus 13. I can highly recommend this device. This will be one of the devices this year, and definitely for the first part of this year. For sure, very, very good device, very good, solid device, good camera setup, large battery. If you have a OnePlus 9 or OnePlus 10, definitely something to grab on. If you have a OnePlus 12, nope, of course not. Hold your horses, wait for the OnePlus 14. That probably will be even better than the OnePlus 13. And if you have other devices, an iPhone, Samsung Galaxy of older generations, for example, definitely take a look at the OnePlus, because it's a very, very good deal that you can get there. For the price, you probably never get anything better than this if you only have those three that you can choose between. That's it for my review of the OnePlus 13. If you have some questions regarding the OnePlus 13, write them down in the comment section. Until the next time.